The energy today, it's fast, it's magnetic, it's alive, and it's all pointing towards a realignment of our path forward. Love, opportunity, money, career, creativity. It's like everything we've been working towards and wishing for suddenly finds its spark. Today carries a rare power. Breakthroughs feel effortless. The universe stops testing us and starts delivering. So it's not a day to hold back, but it's definitely a day to say yes. Join me as we gain an understanding of how to embrace this energy. And by the end of our time together, my intention is that you now have the wisdom, the insight to go forward with a confidence, with clarity, with love. So hi, I'm Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the positive, loving support you send me each and every day. I send it right back to you. Welcome to your daily focus, October the 14th, 2025. So we have the energy of the 14 today. The 14 energy is really finding our own true happiness. What brings us joy? What brings us happiness? What do we need? What do we desire? What do we have passions for? How do we feel in perfect balance and perfect alignment? Because my definition is definitely different than yours, and yours is definitely different than mine. We all want things a certain way in our life, and how do we know when it arrives? And so we add a little bit of this and we take away a little bit of that, and eventually we come up with this master plan of walking each day. And it's all second nature. So it's finding our true center. And sometimes finding our true center is understanding what does not serve us so that we can delete it, is the word I heard. One plus four is a 5 energy. And the 5 energy is about being in the moment, allowing your creativity to flow, your inspiration to flow, to create giggles and happiness and laughters in the present, in the mundane. Now, if we look at the daily numerology, it would be a 1 plus a 5 plus a 9. That gives us a 15 energy. And the 15 energy asks us what we are tethered to. What does not allow us to move forward in the way we want? What keeps us at bay? What limits us in some way? What kind of fear or anxiety gets in the way? What other obligations, commitments gets in the way? Is it a person? Is it a mindset? Is it the situation? Is it the environment? 1 plus 5 is a 6 energy. The 6 energy is about our habits, our behaviors, our everyday routine. Really, it is about the mundane under a 6 energy. And it's about understanding what works for us, what does not work for us, what works against us, what is truly harmful for us, but we've been telling ourselves it's okay because fill in the blank. And with today's energy, absolutely, our routines could change. Our routines could change. I'll leave it there. Let's just jump right into the astrology after that. The sun is in Libra, and our moon will enter Leo around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so for the majority of us, we will have a full day of the Leo moon, which is dynamic because that's a fire energy, but it's also very fixed. So it's hard to stay flexible. Now, yesterday, Venus entered Libra, and then Venus opposed Neptune. And today, Venus still wants the stage. and it will trine both Uranus and Pluto. So where it was opposing yesterday, moving into Libra, that's beautiful energy, absolutely. Opposing Neptune, well, that's gave us clarity, or at least cause to see clarity. But now we have a trine, which is very beautiful energy, with both Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, and Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth. Of going for it at all costs kind of energy. Okay, the amazing thing that I'm finding with this energy, though, and how it is supercharged, is that it all happens at 0 degrees marks, right? Venus has just gotten into Libra, and Uranus is sitting at 0 degrees of Uranus, but it's retrograde. It's going to pop out and it's going to come back. I'm jumping ahead here. Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. Okay, so this is like the universe hitting a reset. This is a chance for a rebirth, a brand new life, a brand new way of doing, being, becoming, maybe just in a certain part of your life even. Okay, I'm getting ahead. Let's back up a little bit, okay? Venus. When Venus gets involved, well, you know, it gets personal. It does get personal. The energy does get personal. We tend to take things a little bit more to heart when Venus is active. Like, it's specifically aimed at us. And she rules love and she rules beauty, but she also rules money, comfort, value. And she's that little voice inside of us that's asking ourselves, you know, am I appreciated? Am I investing my time, my energy, my resources, my heart in places where it will actually grow, where it will actually prosper? And she's in her home sign of Libra. So this is a beautiful time because she's strong. She's feeling it, and she's giving us that strength in her energy. So the sky opens with potential. Now Venus forms a trine to Uranus, okay? And this energy is about awareness. Okay, Uranus, the great disruptor. The one that breaks the routine, overturns expectations, flips our perspective on what's possible. I mean, that is Uranus, innovative and ready to just change and move into new things. And this is the first time we've actually stood in this exact same space, okay? I don't know if I mentioned it yesterday. I might have. I might be repeating myself, but it is worth repeating, okay? Late June, early July, somewhere probably in there, okay? That's when Uranus first entered Gemini and was at 0 degrees. Okay, so if you journal, it's easy peasy. You just turn back and read what you put there of what you're going through. It'll give you a little bit more of a connect the dots kind of energy to the here and now, okay? And it's going to return one more time, okay? April 2026. I think it is. End of April, maybe. Maybe it's even the beginning of May, but it's somewhere in there. So we've got a little bit of time with this, okay? It's like this is the middle chapter. But that's what makes it so valuable. Okay, it's not about brand new beginnings here. It's about realizing how much wisdom we've gained to this point, how much strength. And Uranus does not show its hand, okay? The only thing we can expect is the unexpected. So what occurs now may actually be the missing piece we needed. The spark that connects the dots, connects us to something that maybe we've lost sight of. Our inspiration, our courage, our strength, our way forward. Or maybe we just failed to see it. But it's already present within us. I can guarantee you that. And it is perhaps just awaiting us to unleash those qualities, full strength. And then Venus is going to trine Pluto. And Pluto doesn't play on the surface. Pluto peels back the layers. The energy digs deep. We uncover truth, where we have been pretending or summoning courage or playing it small, or, and Pluto gives us that strength to face what we would rather avoid. So this is the part of your story where love and purpose and money stop being external goals and starts to become measures of your authenticity. Okay, Pluto is not warm and cuddly. Okay, it feels like a death and rebirth. Okay, but it's where we stop clinging to what's safe and we start dealing with what's real. It shakes the dust off of our plans. That just came to me, so I said it out loud, and that kind of makes sense, right? Some things we put on the back shelf, and then we lose our passion to reignite it. But when we do take that dust away, when we blow that dust away and take that cover off, Pluto gives us a glimpse of what happens when beauty meets bravery. And Uranus breaks our routines up, so life can surprise us. Pluto strips away the pretense so we can connect honestly with it. And Venus ties it all together. And I think we're being asked, like, what do we truly value now? We've gone through a little bit of a growing spurt. We're going to go through a little bit more. But this is like a main stepping point before we go over, and I don't think it's too much longer, a couple of weeks maybe, before we actually enter back into Taurus and finish up a little bit of business there, putting the final plays in action to put completion on our path through Taurus. So if something unexpected shows up today, or over the next several days, actually, an opportunity, a conversation, aha moments, insights, revelations, do not brush it off. Sit with it. Ask what it's asking, ask what it's trying to show you. Okay, this energy does not come in to take something away. It's here to remind you that you are evolving and that the world is rearranging itself to meet the new version of you. Yeah, ask yourself, where might I be clinging to something that's fine but no longer alive for me? It's like you work and you go to work and it's not horrible, but it's not great. But you do it because it gives you a paycheck and it puts a roof over your head, and you can do things because of that, and your schedule is okay. So, you have time for social and things, maybe, whatever. And then you get home one night and a buddy calls you and said, "Oh, I'm so glad I caught you. Listen, I got a friend of mine looking for somebody." And I thought, "Oh my gosh, they're describing you. You got to meet this guy. It's going to be a good salary." And all of a sudden, even though you didn't know, or you weren't even looking for something better, you were okay with that. The universe has something completely different in mind for you and said no. And as soon as you go for that talk, all of a sudden your mind starts popping visions to you of different things you can talk about, of all the things that you used to have on fire in your brain that slowly shut down as you got comfortable in that job that you were in. And you're just alive with ideas and possibilities and passion, just like a flick of a switch. Okay, today growth comes from being open to whatever comes. Okay, this is the time when we are awakened. So don't say no to anything without thinking it through at least. It's probably something in alignment with something that you've wanted to step into anyways. You just weren't expecting the door to fly open in front of you. Venus connects with Uranus and Pluto. And trust me when I say the universe will feel electric because of this. It's a rare space between fate and free will. Unexpected meets purpose. And that unexpected could arrive in a message, a spark of inspiration, an aha moment, a change of plans. But beneath it all, there's this deep invitation to you to respond differently this time, to move in a new direction, to take a chance, to take a risk, to at least scratch the surface and pull back a layer and see what you expose. With Uranus, we rediscover excitement. Pluto, we dig to the truth. And they remind us that real transformation starts from honoring what is real. So if life surprises you over the next several days, trust it. And if it asks you to look deeper, then listen. Freedom meets power. And our heart leads the way. Okay, let's go to the cards. Oh, I didn't look. Shoot. I'm really bad at that. I want to look, but they don't let me look a lot of the times. I don't know why that is. But I think the cards are always in alignment with what we need to know. And the cards do not predict the future, but they do give us a good idea of what can happen if we put action behind some things. So look at this, the Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Now, I love this card because there is nothing in the background, which tells me that you can create, invent, give birth to whatever you desire in any way that you want under this time. To not put barriers on your dream building. To not put walls up before they need to be actually there. This is dreaming without boundaries. This is about really deeply looking within and understanding the wisdom you've gained, how you've honed your skills, your abilities, your talents, that you have grown in wisdom. And now apply that to your dream. To know that you have the capabilities of going further than you were giving yourself credit for. Judgment. That's a Pluto card. And it's the first one here. This is death and rebirth. A lot of times you will see this with coffins and people coming out completely naked with their arms raised like they are giving praise and thanks. Okay, and that is the death and the rebirth. We're reborn. We're born again. So know that Venus, our heart center, our emotion, I mean, and that's what guides us as humans. You know, that feeling of belonging, that feeling of working together, that feeling of having those close friends, the loves in our life. I mean, we are wired, we are hardwired for those things. And right now our heart is leading us. So we have this potential for rebirth. Now, if you sit on the couch all day, nothing is going to ever happen, okay? No one's going to knock on your door and say, hey, I was walking by and felt like you needed a hug, so thought I'd come in and have a cup of tea with you. Never going to happen. So you have to get out there. You have to put yourself out there. You have to allow the opportunity to come to you as you are walking towards it. If you have been working extremely hard over the last several, whatever the universe is looking at, for you to accomplish certain things, to gain wisdom in certain areas, this is when you're going to see the reward for such work. And if you haven't been working hard, this is your call, your wake-up call to say, this is the perfect energy to jump in and start today. The Ten of Swords. People don't like this card. I happen to think it's one of the best in the decks because it's a 10 energy. Okay, first of all, if you know anything about numerology, the 10 energy is so good. Because it is the beginning of a new path with a godlike energy pushing us behind. We have walked through the fires. We've walked through the fires in order to get to the here and now, to forge ourselves and turn ourselves into something we weren't once, but we were meant to be always. Does that make sense? That's what I heard. And so this could be rest and recuperation that we need, tender loving care, reminding ourselves that we made it, that we were successful, that we are the champions. And eventually, you're going to start pushing yourself back up. And you're going to stand tall and strong and walk towards that future path. And you may not feel it now, but the sun is breaking through the clouds. You will start to feel the warmth, that fire energy, especially with the Leo moon here. You know, that fire energy coming within us and waking us up. And the Seven of Swords. So we have to decide what we need to take forward with us, what we don't need. Once again, I get that get rid of the clutter kind of energy coming through here. And you may not think, you might say, well, I got a lot of knickknacks, or yeah, I got a lot of books out on display, I got a lot of this, or I got, the walls are covered in pictures, or yeah, there's an in pile and out pile and maybe someday pile all on the desk, or it's kind of disorganized, and even though you have a pen holder, only 2 pens still remain in the pen holder and all the other ones are scattered on your desk, and you may not think anything of it. You might have got an exercise bike and put it in your bedroom, so when you woke up in the morning you would see it first and get right on it and start your workout program, and it ended up being somewhere to just hang that dress because you're going to need it tomorrow, or you forgot about it and now there's a blanket on top of it and a sports jacket to boot. We don't notice the clutter until we start looking around. But when you walk into a Zen kind of atmosphere, okay, everything's white, or there's a pink haze, or there's a blue haze, and the candles are burning, and the incense is just beautiful, and it's relaxing, and it's calm, and there's some beautiful music in the background, and maybe some ocean waves. They've got a fish tank over there, right, with the fish slowly swimming back and forth. Why do we feel so? Yeah, some of it's the music and whatnot, but it's that space. It's that space of only what belongs is there. And that can take us right into those moments and be able to appreciate all the rest so much more and be able to take it in. They've set the stage. Now we need to prepare ourselves to step into it. And so it is a little bit about tidying the space around you. Maybe it's the clutter of the mind. Maybe you're going through some problems and you're undecided. Maybe you're overthinking it. Ask for help. They'll come down. They'll come down. I think, when we come down here, we sign contracts. And they are there to help us. And there are probably boundaries where if we go so far in one direction or another direction, they do have the right to intervene. But I think for the most part, they have to just watch us because we have free will and hope that we get it right and send down little clues and hope that we trip over them. But they really can't come down and assist us unless we say, help. I need you. This is too hard for me. I give it to you. And watch how that problem simplifies or goes away. Or you get the answer right away. You have that aha moment, like, why didn't I think of that 2 weeks ago? That was so obvious. Okay. Seven of Swords. Making sure that we are not taking everything just for the sake of taking it. Also, only share your path right now with a trusted few. Do not allow other people to be able to twist your words, to criticize you, to make fun of you, to laugh at you, to take your ideas and run with them themselves. Somebody who smiles to your face but immediately stabs you in the back. So be careful who you're sharing your most innermost secrets right now. Your dreams, the possibilities, your passions, your joys. Don't give them ammo, okay? They're not all rooting for you. I even notice it just, and it's just something we do as humans. You send out something to a group of friends and it's really sad news for you. And boy, oh boy, they're there. They're there to hold you up 20 ways. Oh, we got a card the wrong way in there. Oh, I should have looked to see what that was. Okay. Well, but tell them some good news. And it's like they missed your post. We all want everybody to succeed. We love everybody, and we do have joy when people in our lives do well, but we're not wired for that. We're there to hold them up, to have the empathy, to have the compassion for when they're falling down, to raise them up. The singing stones. Transmit your vibration, use your voice. Transmit your vibration, use your voice. We've had this one before. And so I will hold that up so that you will see it. Because I do believe when you just change your focus, just slightly looking at that card, some of the many cards in here, you kind of see different images appear. Something, maybe a message just meant for you to see. The world mythology. In world mythology, there are many stories in which sound, song, and vibration are mysteriously connected to the stones. Some myths speak of certain stones having the power to tone or make musical sounds when they are struck or rubbed together in the right way. And others tell of stones that create enchanted echo chambers when activated by the voice. Other stories feature stones that sing, saying that they're imbued with the memories of the ancient ones who once were connected to them. Some believe that the world's greatest megalithic stone circles were erected with the vibration of sound and song. Then, of course, there's the exquisite reverberation, that occurs when we gather and sing together inside stone temples. The singing stones invites you. Oh my gosh. So the Singing Stones card invites you to share your voice now. They've got the words here. I don't know why I'm not reading them. To find ways to express your soul and creativity with those around you. Your voice holds a unique sound current, and when you share it in your own way, the world is forever changed. Don't try to sound like anyone else, for that would be a great waste. Find your own unique song and share it with the world around you now. How are you being called to share in your voice and express your unique song right now? How are you being called to express yourself with the world and those around you? The soul inquiry is, how are you being called to share your voice or transmit your vibration in a bigger way? Think about it. Meditate on it. Journal on it. Take a walk through nature and just contemplate it. You'll be amazed when you start to initiate the silence, what you start to hear. First, your mind is just a monkey mind. It tells you everything. But eventually, okay, it's hard. It's hard for us to sit in silence. To just sit for, look at TikTok, okay? YouTube, okay? YouTube, you lose 20 to 40% on average of your viewers within the first 30 seconds. Well, they don't even know what I'm going to talk about. They don't know what I do. They're not going to see the cards. But our attention span is shortening and shortening and shortening. And I tell you, it is vital that you start to expand it a little bit all the time, okay? We're being trained to not have that attention span. We need to retrain our brains back to having a longer and so just sitting in silence and having conversations with yourself is a wonderful way to do it. Sitting there with the journal and just writing, wonderful ways to do it. To sit in silence, turn the phone off, everything else, but a do not disturb on the door, whatever you need to do, and just sit in silence, okay? Bubble baths, perfect, okay? Sit in silence. But do you have the radio going? Or do you have a book to read? Because sometimes just sitting in silence. Okay, look at this. We have, oh, the deck was upside down. Hang on. No, it wasn't. Just that card's upside down. I picked it up upside down. Well, I'm going to go with that. And I'll go through my deck and make sure it's all right again. Partners, for some reason it came out the way it did, but the rest of the deck didn't match. So partners is here. Okay, let's see what the seahorse has to tell us. Love, partnerships, and I mean, it's all about Venus over the last 2 days, huh? Foundation, balance, relationship, safety. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies, which I just think is so beautiful. This is a time for you to look closely at relationships around you. If you're currently with a love partner, it is time for you to rekindle your passion and explore new ways to build on your foundation. Safety and security is important for you, and Seahorse offers protection, love, and safety so that you can continue on your journey. If you're single, it's important for you to restore the balance that is missing within you in order to attract the right person. Like attracts like. Be the type of person you want to be in your life. Unlike humans, it is the male seahorse that carries the babies. This card can signify that there is an imbalance between the female and male partnership in which an realignment must take place. And this could be in the workplace, could be in a love relationship. And if you're thinking of beginning your own business, this is a wonderful time, but it's not a time to go it alone. A partner is needed to help you with the balance. You may be a creative type, and you may need someone to ground you in regards to finances or vice versa. There is also a message that a loved one, a male energy, maybe has crossed over, coming through. The message will be of love and peace. Ancient Europeans believed that the seahorse carried the souls of the deceased sailors to the underworld. Seahorses offered the sailors, the male energy, protection on their journey as they went to meet their destiny. It is now time for you to embrace your destiny. And really, this is time when we're being asked to embrace our destiny. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.